Good morning. Ooh, got a pump to the moon. Switched up some things on y'all. We got an ES chart up there now. Now we can watch the ES hit 7,000. How's everybody doing this morning? Let us know if you're here. See what's up in the chat. We got Laura Croft, Laura Mills, 60-hour trader, Miss K911. Hit that like and subscribe. It's evolving, changing. Whole stream is working towards something better. Got some pretty cool gifts that we're gonna be putting up. Miss K, I got one for you. That's incoming soon. I know you like that kitty cat meme gift. We're gonna work that out so you can use that here as well. But it's gonna be a little different than the live AlexTWB show. What do you guys think about that pump? What do you think about that pump, man? We're back up here, 25,928. Got 7,000 plus on a little bit over 7,000 on the ES. I knew ATH wasn't done yet, but gotta trade what you see, right? We got 23 minutes before on the past the hour. We got about 7 minutes left to go before we are open for business. We got several gaps up and down the boulevard. Got this gap up here, these gaps down here. I wonder how well the bulls push this up, though. That's my question. So let's take a peek. I haven't really looked much at the market. This is yesterday's 15-minute RORB. So we had that's the top of the range there. We're gonna keep that there unless that's a pivot. Yeah, that is a previous pivot as well. So we're gonna turn it white. Then we're gonna turn down the op. Well, this green line 570 I drew, we found a perfect support off it before we jumped up higher. So what was this? What kind of news was this? I turned that green yesterday too. I drew that line yesterday. Over there on the ES or the NQ. We got another support here, so I'm gonna draw a line there. Very important to know your supports and resistances. TSMC ERGSs. Man, straight up on the NQ. Came down and hit 25,424. It's a 500-point move overnight. Goodness. Earnings. Yeah. Exactly why I'm short. Exactly why I'm short. Well, Lauren Mills, don't be too early to that party. I mean, I know you use micro, so you can probably get in one, hold it for negative 3,400 bucks, and then when it finally turns around and goes your way, you just add into it, which is fine. That's trading, right? Plus the SCOTUS scare is gone for now. Let's look at the ES. Look at the ES. I don't even have to change the chart. We got a couple gaps down here. 200 EMA. So we've got 69, 94, 50. 69, 94, 50. We'll see. Let's see what we got here. We got also a couple gaps down to the back to the VWAP at 69.80. Look for the sweep. We're filling out these gaps right now on the Macdicator. Look, it's just kind of one of those situations where 25,951, we kind of pop off, stop there. So wait for a sweep. Is what I would suggest. You know, if you're in a long, then hey, good for you. Hope you've been holding, because there's been no pullback unless you got in here. Obviously, you got in right here. But if you, I mean, if you waited to this point here, if you got in there, you're golden. But then we do have to break these supports here on the NQ. The ES, let's see what we got here. ES, we got a support there at that bottom of that gap, one tick gap. And a support there at 7,000. Of course, 7,000 has a support on the ES. Got that there. Got another support down here if we break the VWAP to come back and test some of this pump. You know, it's good to know where these are in if the price starts to come back and kind of put that all together for you. I mean, sometimes in the heat of the moment, we forget to look left, right? Just totally forget, and we're like, whoa, what's this white line? It's a support. You know. Economic news. We got about 2 minutes before we get rolling here. What do we got for economic news? The calendar of economics. It's Thursday. We got another speech. What do we have else? We had a red folder event. No red folder event. It's for Thursday. We have will you get McDonald's? We'll talk to me. Yeah, we got some news that's coming through. 4-week bill auction. So we clean up this gap here. We just came underneath it and rejected it hard. 2 ticks, boom. Wow. 2 tick gap versus this price, literally 20 points. The ES, coming up on that point. Market is open. I'm getting hung up on this pivot down here at 25,898. And also on the ES, but we're confluencing kind of a little. The ES is pushing a little lower. MACD's red. We'll see how it goes. All right, let's see if it comes out. Do we go back to previous state close, or do we pump this scam? I'm gonna say we get halfway through it. Lauren Mills, you're short already on the NQ. ES is still holding up on this pivot, finding some kind of support at 7,475. I think I want to put gold in here too. They're gonna try to stop. I was reading they're trying to stop retail silver traders. And Lauren Mills, you sent me that link about 100 ounce contract, but it sounds like they're just gonna stop traders from trading it. They can't do. And we're gonna go back to like the 60s where we couldn't even own gold. But the situation's like silver. Like, oh no. Do we put limitations on other countries to buying silver? No. Why is it we gotta put limitations on our own people to buy and sell stuff? Like in regards to like precious metals or something. Oh, because it controls the economy. We don't want anyone having power. It's so ridiculous, and it's ridiculous. Just make everything illegal, put us in jail, and call it a day. I don't even know why. Just feel frustrated with the world. Mm-hmm. You should have held all three, added way up there at the top. 200 EMA moved up 10 points. I bet you we dump off the 10 points behind what we moved up. And previous day closes down here, guys and gals. Ladies and gentlemen, it's down here. So we got to come back and go through all these supports, test this VWAP. So the first gap on the NQ down here is 25,792. Okay, so if you can hold that P and L, like cover up the green P and L if you're short, just cover it up. I mean, the ES is falling right behind it, so yeah, if we break this 200 EMA, we ain't coming back to it for a bit. Close below, get through this support down here, 855. The ES is coming up on its first support, 699.75, 7,000-ish. So we'll see. Closing. Nice, good close. Yeah, we got about 44 seconds left on that candle. Rejected this Macdicator gap. Goodness gracious. And notice how it's the last gap on the chart. Just sell the last one. Buy the last one. Tell you what, you really want to know where to buy it? Buy it right freaking here. 25.5, 79.75 on the NQ. On the ES, maybe we might get back to 6,950, but not today. I mean, definitely 6,966. If we wick down there, buy it. But look for previous day close. If we keep falling. Here we are stuck on the 200 EMA. You know, it might be pissed off that we didn't get this. So who knows? We might have 5 minutes back up. I don't know. Good questions. We still got a gap up there on the ES at 7,032. So if we don't want to go any lower, we won't. But sheesh, look at the 2-minute pump. It's like 7 points. 7.5 point pump. Ay. Just add point, right? And Q's like, oh, we ain't going lower. Right on my support line there. Obviously, you look left, that's a support. But if you're in a trade and you're watching this, you know, you're like, ah, it's supposed to bounce there. Reject here at the pivot. Long at 7K. Nice. Up 25 ticks on 4 minis. It's a good day. It's a good day, my friend. Especially on the ES. I mean, 4 minis, I'd be out by 5 points. That's all you need. And getting 5 points on the ES is during extended trading hours is like watching freaking paint dry. Doesn't happen very fast. Usually take 20 ticks. Well, looks like it was just a retest. Hope you're out now. Unless you're holding. I'm still more leaning towards that previous day close, and it's kind of proven it, but with the price action we're kind of getting, I feel like it only go like halfway. That's my feeling. Not financial advice. Not financial advice. Mm-hmm. Got the bear out. Memeing the bear on the book maps. Build one gap there on the ES. We got this Macdicator gap here. Coming up on the 15-minute ORB. Got about 2 more minutes. Wow, 200 EMA. The 200 EMA went right through that. Boom. Macdicator gap 25,952 is cleared. We've cleared this gap. We went to the 200 EMA just to come back to this gap. My question is, do we continue higher? Or is that it? Do we sell it again? Gotta go handle something real quick. Be right back. Listen to some music. If you still hear, you're part of the song. Think with bookmaps, follow that flow. Alex on stream while the bubbles blow. TWB fam checking in each night. Same small dream of getting this right. Hey. Think with bookmaps, trust that chat, slow control, no FOMO. Ryan Mac teaches that if you're here for the climb, not just the hit. Pull up a chair, yeah, you're built for this. London sky dark, but the chat run bright. Mom's, dad's grinders, all online tonight. ES too slow, NQ trying to steal the show. We just watch tape, keep the risk real or the flow. Listen and sing with me on a beat. Cars, trades, a schizo, then it dumps back down. GG community, scam a Ponzi. I love trading, smash the light. From first bell ring to the late night close. Same core crew, yeah, everybody knows. Think with bookmaps, follow that flow. Alex on stream while the candles glow. TWB fam checking in each night. Same small dream of getting this right.
chair, yeah, you're built for this. Welcome to Think with Bookmaps, where we trade futures in a blink with Bookmaps. And for that dough, you gotta think with Bookmaps. It's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. That's right. Everybody's favorite community, the Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. It's the Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps, Think with Bookmaps community. Yeah, Think with Bookmaps community, man. It's the TWB community. It's the TWB community, man. Yeah, it's the TWB community. Welcome to Think with Bookmaps, where we trade futures in a blink with Bookmaps. And for that dough, you gotta think with Bookmaps. It's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps. All these guys are saying,
Captain Price.
I'm saying, bro, what are you on about, man?
This is an imposter channel too, Captain Price.
This is futures trading. If you wanna go find a girlfriend, then go on Tinder, bro. Go on Tinder, go on Hinge. Go on some other app, bro. We trade futures in here. Think with Bookmaps community. It's the
I haven't even seen or looked at the rest of the market. Silver, $90 an ounce. What is going on with this thing? They're doing it on this one? Uh-oh. Just dumped off. Just dumped off. Second.
Yeah. Charts run deep when the lights go low. Alex on stream, letting all of it show. No hype, no cap, just the honest flow. We don't guess here, we just let it go. Watching Bookmap like it's painting truth. Every level tell a story, every flash got proof. I've seen traders break down, trying to chase that move, but we sit still even when the price gets loose. You see red, you panic, we see red, we wait. Discipline the difference between love and hate. It's not just lines, it's the way you breathe. TV30B taught me how to trade and leave. Think with Bookmaps, don't just feel. most want thrills, but this game's too real. One clean
Ved
that's the deal.
X. How's it going? Dumping off. Back to the 200 EMA. I like this short better than I like this short. This thing came back for my mental break even. Now we're just lower than we were. Not a bad fake out. Every word hit different when your soul's that close. I don't need hype, I just need that zone. I don't need signals, I can see it on my own. Flow with a tape, heart on chill. Master the mind, that's the real skill. Well, we got about 8 minutes before we're at the top of the hour. just rejecting this 952. We're already back down 100 points. Golly.
And ourselves too.
Real fast. ES is dumping off. Jump in again. VWAP. Wait. Yeah, they're gonna fight.
Sometimes I stare at the chart for an hour straight. No trade, no stress, just protecting fate. Most lose fast, trying to move like greats, but greatness waits, that's the part they face. Seen people blow bags off a single loss. Ego loud when you don't know the cost. Alex talking, I just take the notes. Every word hit different when your soul's that close. I don't need hype, I just need that zone. I don't need signals, I can see it on my own. Flow with the tape, heart on chill, master the mind, that's the real skill. This dream ain't noise, it's growth in view. We study the market and ourselves too.
All right, let's get this thing on the road. Somebody's running in the proper size. Who's got it? Who has that? Pay attention to everything. Who has that? We got the 150K challenge.
Trading on liquidity and order flow, you gotta know the flow. Live setups, bro, that's all you need. Pro insights, how you get them profits up. He ain't trying to be your mentor, he ain't trying to sell you a course. He's here to show you what you never see before. Once you get it, it's a cheat code. You don't know what you missing, what you waiting for. Live RMTWB. You don't know what you missing, what you waiting for. Why would I lie to you? 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 Why would I lie to you?
Thursday.
RMTWB. You don't know what you missing, what you waiting for. Live RMTWB. You don't know what you missing, what you waiting for.
Oh, yeah, the background music. Pretty sure it is. But it is developed for the stream. I do need some more songs, speaking of which. Trying to figure it all out. There's going to be some commands in the chat. And I ain't going to tell any of you which commands are what. But as soon as you type in particular commands, I'm going to pay attention to what kind of words there is out there that we were saying. Pump, dump, stuff like that. Sooner or later, they'll just start popping up. We get the memes and the setup. But I mean, it's going to be exciting for a little bit. You know, if you interact with the chat, things it's going to do. It's going to be able to switch scenes and stuff like that. Put me and I'll let you guys do that. No, all my songs are royalty free and copyright free. I wish you could play songs because I like electronic music without words, instrumentals. Sheesh. I mean, I'd play like Creed or instrumentals and stuff like that if I could, but you can't because they always want your money. You have to have licenses to play them. But the ones that I download are mine, or at least the ones we have. Scam the Ponzi is an awesome song, yeah. All right, let's see. It's rejecting this pivot. Pretty good on the NQ. What do we got for the ES? Rejecting this pivot as well. Not a bad sell point there. Also supporting on this 200 EMA. We're making kind of definitely a lower low there. Um, let's see here. We get the end poll. There you go. Only one voted. Only one vote. Come on. All right. So I do need this data here. This is not a yes or no. This is pretty straightforward. I'm just curious as to what you guys trade. Let me see. Yes. So as you notice today, I got both of them up. ES and NQ. So I'm just curious as to what you guys are trading. So I know what to pay attention to. I know I got actually both the website or the link or the YouTube channel pinned on both the ES and the NQ on liveALEXTWB. So just kind of curious what you guys are trading so I can set up what we talk about. Some trade both. I trade both, so. Yeah, there's only was one vote. Pump this scam. And then back to previous day close. All right, so staying a little bit lower. You know what? I gotta say it. Feeling VWAP. I feel like we're going back to the VWAP and this gap. At the least, I think we come back down. The question is how do I trade to it? How would I trade to it? I would trade to it in a particular way where I'd wait for this rejection up at this one more time because we're kind of pinching into this area. I think they want to bring that up a little higher, so we got a resistance here. So I would be interested in a short position right here, back down to VWAP. So 20 EMA-ish, retest of like the 9, these wicks here. I'd let it put a stop of like 15 points, 1 mini. Lock that down. I'd even go as far as to see if there's momentum to go clear this gap right here. Excuse me one moment. Oh, background music.
If you still hear, you're part of the song. Think with bookmaps, follow that flow. Alex on stream while the bubbles blow. TWB fam checking in each night. Same small dream of getting this right. Hey. Think with bookmaps, trust that chat. Slow control, no FOMO, Ryan Mac teaches that. If you're here for the climb, not just a hit. Pull up a chair, yeah, you're built for this. London sky dark, but the chat run bright. Mom's, dad's, grinders, all online tonight. ES too slow, NQ trying to steal the show. We just watch tape, keep the risk real or the flow. Listen and sing with me on a beat. Cause trades a schizo, then it dumps back down. GG community, scam a Ponzi. I love trading, smash the light. From first bell ring to the late night close. Same core crew, yeah, everybody knows. Think with bookmaps, follow that flow. Alex on stream while the candles glow. TWB fam checking in each night. Same small dream of getting this right. Think with bookmaps, trust that data, slow control, no FOMO. If you're here for the climb, not just a hit. Pull up a chair, yeah, you're built for this. Welcome to Think with Bookmaps, where we trade futures in a blink with Bookmaps. And for that dough, you gotta think with Bookmaps. It's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps, it's Bookmaps. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. That's right. Everybody's favorite community, the Think with Bookmaps.
So it looks like my idea put me in the trade about 3 minutes ago. Let's see if we close down here. Let's say 700%. We pumped this scam. Vedex, how do you usually put your stops? What I can handle is with the size that I normally put on. I typically like to sit in a trade for 15 points if we're gonna continue. Give myself 15 points. And then how's that lucid funding going? Patience. Patience, be patient. As you can see, I'm not in a trade at the moment that you can see on charts. So this is a paper trade, and you really got to be patient. Yeah, patience. Be patient. Like, you need 5 days to. You need 5 days to take a payout, but it's not. It needs to be consecutive 5-day wins, active trading days, and then of course they call them ATDs. And it doesn't need to be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It could be like Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Thursday, Friday. You want to wait for your setup. Patience. That's what I'm going to try to teach. Again, educational purposes only, you know, evals, PAs, you know, we can pass them in one day. That's not a problem. Definitely when I get some evals, we're going to actually get some. Hopefully we're going to get sponsored by Apex here soon, do some giveaways, any size accounts. So we'll work into that. And then of course I'll work into Lucid giveaways as well. As we continue to grow the stream, grow the following, and have a good setup. So we got a lower low here. See, I mean, like, again, this thing could bounce up. Having a hard time breaking 854. Did want to see a VWAP touch at the least. Like, just goes to show you, like, yeah, would have been nice. Normally I would take 15 points. But where's 15 points? Usually my base hit is 15 points. So it would have hit that. I mean, it already got down to 40, 38. So that's 150K. That's a pass on the eval for a max. But all you really want to do when it comes to an eval is just trade the minimum. Trade to the minimum. That's how you beat them. Waiting for 6990. Looking at the ES. Oh. Yeah, you gotta be like, naturally. I found myself, just to give you guys an example of waiting or just trading. Like, for instance, okay, so you gotta do the math backwards per se. So if you like taking out max withdrawals, and every 5 days, say you were using a lucid firm, right? And then of course you sit here and you're like, well, what size account did you bring to the table? What are you using for your size? You're using, say you're using 150K, right? And the max withdrawal is $3,000 every 5 days. So you got to work backwards. So you want to take $3,000 out of that account. 5 days, what do you have to make? Well, the buffer is $4,500 and $600. So you add that back into the price. So you want to take $3,000, $4,600 because it's $100 above your drawdown. So $7,600. Now you want to kind of give yourself a little buffer because you cannot take withdrawals that aren't above your buffer, 4,600. So say you add in another $2,000 of that. So $9,600. Okay. So if you're like, well, the first payout request, you need the buffer plus the amount of money you need to take, plus give yourself another buffer. So you divide that by 5 days. You're supposed to make roughly on 150K about $1,920 a day. Well, then of course you go based off comfortability of size. Say you're like, I'm in 150K, I want to use one mini. So you divide that by 20. 96 points. Which is very doable. 96 points is very doable. If you use 2 minis, you know, it's half that. 48, 50 points. So you got to do that kind of math. And then what you have to do is you have to figure out how to carve out 96 points in the regular trading hours a day. We all know this, right? We all know this. I'm not preaching to the choir. But what I am expressing is that don't go past that 96 points at one mini or whatever you're comfortable at. And then you figure out your stop loss. Well, what am I really willing to risk to get $2,000 a day in the market? And how many contracts? You start working backwards. And then when you take the trade, let it work out. Let it work itself out. But that's how you really kind of want to look at it in terms of for a prop firm. And that's it. Don't, after you hit your 96 points a day, one mini, that's all she wrote for the day. You clock out of that eval, you're that, not eval, but that PA, you're done. You have no use, no point, no idea, nothing further. It's not going to make you more freaking money if you make that. Now, of course, after you trade that first week, you know, you get your little buffer, you get the buffer in, you get $2,000, you take your $3,000 payout in that account. Well, now, of course, after you do that, what are you left with? Say, for instance, you were green every day, just got lucky, whatever the case is. At $1,920 a day times 5 is $9,600 minus $3,000. Okay, so you can take another $3,000. So you can lower your point count after that. You know, you're at $2,000 above the buffer, so that gives you a buffer range so you could take payouts still, and or take some load off the mentality. So now you do, well, if you want to take out $3,000 a week, you can be like, well, instead of shooting for that $10,000 ideal mark for 5 days in trading, shoot for 5, shoot for 4, you know, go for $4,000 a week. Cause then at $4,000 a week, you know, $4,000 a week divided by 5, that brings it down to $800 a day. You do it for one mini, divide that by one mini for value, 40 points. So you just cut the next week, you just cut your value in half, and then you shoot for 40 points. If you add every mini you add to that, you know, just cuts it down by 50%. So you do 2 minis, it's you know, 20 points in the market a day, and that's all you would need, right? And you just carve that out, call it a day. After you hit your, I would be comfortable with 2 minis, so that's it. Make sense? You know, and then that's all you trade on that eval for the next 5 days, and then you have a decent. What would you be willing to risk for $800? 400? You know. VEDX, I would recommend you trade in evals, yeah. But you know, you said yesterday, or recall the conversation we had yesterday, that you were still looking for resources to buy evals. So yours is a tough one in the thought process, because if I were to put myself in your shoes, not financial advice, but I gotta think, I only have this much money to live, and I have this much money to trade. I'm still learning my strategy. We've been doing it for 2 years, but the thing is that you're still kind of in that stage where you need a reason to get into the market, rather than you're at that point where you're feeling the market. And actually, it's like kind of like riding waves, surfing. If you guys surf, you know, you feel the ocean. While you're out there on your board, you feel the pull of the ocean as you're, you know, surfing. And you don't get into trades just because, oh, I'm out, boom, stop loss hit. But I should have put my entry where the stop loss was. But when you're in a simulated funded or a simulated account, here's what happens to your mind. On a simulated account, not a eval, not anything of that sort. Wow, are we gonna go lower now after it hits my stop loss? That little pain in the arse. You're not activating the dopamine sensors you would in an eval and or a performance account, or a, you know, obviously a funded account. So when you don't activate those sensors, that sensory, that chemical that gets released in your mind to hyperventilate and go, oh my goodness, I'm feeling some emotion, feeling some sort of way about this. You need to feel that. You have to feel that, and you have to build a slight tolerance towards it, so you can, when you get in a trade, you can breathe. You can look at what time it is. You can look at the current price action. You can look at every chart that you have posted up, wherever that is, whatever that is. You know, you want to be able to function, because as soon as you go flat, which you're still in a trade, flat is a trade. And I will say it for the rest of my entire streaming career. Flat is a trade. So how is it that you function when you're flat on the market and that's still a trade? Some people have been in a trade all day. Yeah. Like, but if you can function on 0, the next step is one micro. Put on 1 micro. Can you function? Yeah, you can function. Shoot, $2 point, $2 point. If you're on the NQ, ES, $5 point, you know, you can function. No big deal. You know, up, down, -50, +50. It's 25 points. You know, 1 micro, easy to function. You know, it's easy to function 1 micro. 2 micros, okay, cool. 3 micros. Now when you can function, when you have 1 mini on, then you know you're growing that mental rubber band. when you can just act like you were if you were flat with one mini on. So you got to build up to that tolerance, and obviously your account. People who shit on micro spend a lot of money in prop firms. Yeah, but they are comfortable with making more money on the bigger side. $2. I worked commission prior to trading, commission my whole life. $2. You know, not trying to express picking over or stepping over pennies to pick up dollars, but there are people out there who think they're ready for minis and they're not. And I would agree with that, Lauren Mills. Like, if you have to really kind of compare it to your reality when you get into trading. You have to compare what you're good with reality. If you've ever only, and I'm using that example, if you've ever only made $250 a day, and then you're trying to trade minis, forget it. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. If you do, you're trading for what, 10 points in one mini for $200. Okay, fine. But the loss, you think you can handle it? You can't. You blow them, blow. You blow the whole thought process. Okay. There it is. Up, back up again. Nice little cup here, kind of. Let's go retest this. Look for that 1 minute retest on the 25, 897.50. And if it holds, I'd like to go long right there. Come on. No, it's a look above and fail. Changes my whole outlook short. Yeah, back to the VWAP. Pivot rejection. That was a look above. That was the sweep. That's what we call a sweep. 915 to 865, 50 point sweep. There it goes. Yeah, okay, so what was I saying? Sorry, before the market went through. What I was saying was, you know, if you made $250, if you ever made only $250 a day, say you made 3, say you made 4 or 500, let's say you made $500 a day, you know, then you know, you got to compare your strategy in the market and how much you make daily to the same amount of money you are willing to trade your time for daily. That's all. That's how you got to do it. The only thing that you cannot comprehend right away is that when you do make that $250 or that $500 in a day in 5 minutes on the market, your mind can't comprehend the time it took to make it because you used to trade 8 hours a day for it. See what I'm saying? That's where you get kind of struck. You're like, oh, I made $250. I made $500 in 9 hours or 9 minutes compared to 9 hours. Now your mind needs to understand that, comprehend that. You know, not financial advice, but tell you what, nobody ever talks about this stuff. Try to like your mind tries to comprehend. Well, shit, if I made that much money in 9-10 minutes, what is it that like I did wrong over here 9 to 5? It's gambling. It's not right. No, I used to think. You know, I used to think by the car sale, commission, by the roof sale, you know, I worked commissions. So I made X amount of dollars I made money when I sold a car. I made money when I sold a roof. I made money when I sold anything, like when I worked commission. So I made my own paycheck. And at that point in time, there you go. There's your thought process. So now I can switch that thought process already over to trading. And then, of course, in the car automotive industry, car sales, if I wasn't making $1,000 to $1,500 a deal, then, I mean, hey, and I'm talking like in my pocket. You know, that's where I got comfortable with. So if I'm not making $1,000 a trade, 1,500 a trade, that's 1,500 bucks a trade. I don't care how long it took. See, it's another thing. However long it took me to sell one car, that's the thing. I got to get that customer to want to buy that car, or get the customer who already wanted to buy that car. That's just it. Like, that was never ever calculated in my thinking and thought process. So my brain was able to expand. Some cars they made like $2,000 or $3,000 on before taxes. So the exception of the fact is that, wow, we just rejected this pivot and just went to the VWAP. I would say now the short is in. We can get in it. And I'd go right to this for 60 points. Macdicator. And I'm not in it yet, but I want to put it right there. There you go. Now I am. Right here above this 200 EMA. If we test it, we could retest it, but I don't think so. I think we come right back down to the VWAP. In fact, I'd say even 25,791. We got the 200. Yeah. 50-point candle making it emotional for people. Yeah, just concept of mind, you know, in your mind, what you've achieved and accomplished. But then again, too, you know, that's why it's like my rubber band isn't necessarily how long it takes me to make $1,500, because I've made $1,500. I'm just switching out my automotive sales to taking a trade. Now, when I take my setup or take my trade, my thing is that after I sold a car, I want to go sell my next car. That's my problem. And that's the issue that I had, because the market changes direction. And not every day am I right about the direction. I pick the opposite side of the trade. And this is where I paper trade too, and just wait. Could retest, it could take me out. Yeah, it's just about taking me out. Yeah. Unless it falls right here. Yeah, it's gone. Sheesh. All right then, see? I sold the bottom. That's gone. ES came back up. Nah, it's real choppy today, guys. Stay out of it unless you're on the right side of it. So that's just it. Like, after I take that trade, take a winning trade, whatever the case is, I got to get my mind right too. So I paper trade it first, even if I'm in an eval or funded or whatever, you know, I paper trade it, and then I just wait patiently. Patiently wait for the right setup. Because there's nothing worse than when I'm looking at the market and go, it's going to bounce right here, and then be right about it and didn't take it. You know, it's just like, oh, you don't want to destroy that mental capacity to do that. So just give you guys some things in the matter. So, I mean, why wouldn't it go to all-time highs again? Why not get back up there to that 26,663, 636? It could happen. It could very happen. We're in a big range. I mean, this is our range right here. About 400 point, 500 point range. On the daily, you know, you can't rush into this stuff. It's fine, you know, you can make 1,500 in 1 minute. Very doable, very possible. For those of you that trade the ES in here, do you think I think I might, but should I put a market or a COB from the ES up here? I should for the ES. Or are we just confluencing it with the NQ and looking at our own charts at home? Some of you probably on your phones. Yeah, the pulse at 100%. Because it was only one vote. But all right, see that money falling? That's gonna happen here shortly. So I've been working real hard to reposition everything. It looks like we're going back up. Been working pretty hard to get the setup all situated. This one here is under construction as well. But I really appreciate you all joining me this morning for the last hour. Thank you for all your support and affiliates. I see that in Lucid all the time. If you have any questions, reach out to me in the Discord. We have a community already. And you know what? Check out some of my videos. I definitely would like to have some likes behind that. I posted some short videos out there. Still working on the whole thing. So please, we're gonna watch me come up from YouTuber, not YouTuber to YouTuber. It's gonna be crazy. So hope you enjoyed the stream. Hope everything is. This channel here is under construction, so don't mind the setup. But again, this is just a quick ending for you. So I'm gonna call it here. Hope you have a great day. Peace.
Blue light all night, TWB on. If you're still here, you're part of the song. Think with book maps, follow that flow. Alex on stream while the bubbles blow. RMTWB fam checking in each night. Same small dream of getting this right. Hey. Think with Bookmaps, trust that chat, slow control, no FOMO. Ryan Mac teaches that if you're here for the climb, not just the hit. Pull up a chair, yeah, you're built for this. London sky dark, but the chat run bright. Moms, dads, grinders, all online tonight. ES too slow, NQ trying to steal the show. We just watch tape, keep the risk real or the flow. Listen and sing with me on a beat. Cars trade the schizo, then it dumps back down. GG community, scam a Ponzi. I love trading, smash the light. From first bell ring to the late night close. Same core crew, yeah, everybody knows. Think with Bookmaps, follow that flow. Alex on stream while the candles glow. TWB fam checking in each night. Same small dream of getting this right. Think with Bookmaps, trust that data, slow control, no FOMO. If you're here for the climb, not just a hit. Pull up a chair, yeah, you're built for this.